Monday.
You did?
Was it
Okay.
yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. I don't know what day it is. And it is officially 10 o'clock, so I'd like to call this meeting to order for our July 22nd Seneca County Board of Commissioners. Please join me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Wagner, lead us in prayer.
Okay. Lord, thank you for another day to conduct business, to meet, and to share. We ask you bless our meeting today. In Jesus' name, amen.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Stacy?
Here.
Commissioner Zoller?
Here.
Commissioner Wagner?
Here.
I'll have the signing of the journal, and I'd like to accept a motion to approve the DVD recording from the previous board session from Tuesday, July 15th, and the written index of that meeting.
Make a motion to approve it as outlined.
Second.
Moved in second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Approved. Thanks. All right. We'll start first with an introduction. Dave, are you making the introduction?
Sure.
Sure, why not?
For those of you that don't know me, I'm Dave Shelton. I'm past president of the board of SCAT, and we'd like to introduce our new executive director, Mary Habig.
Hello.
I'll let
Welcome.
Mary tell you a little bit about her history, and
Okay.
we're very fortunate to have her on board. So,
I come to Seneca County from Vermont, the beautiful state of Vermont, but I'm originally a Buckeye. I'm from Monroe County, Ohio, which is down southeastern part of Ohio, between Marietta, Ohio, Wheeling, West Virginia. That's my home area. I've been down there for 34 years. Moved away. I've been in public transit management for 21 years and have a desire to return to the great state of Ohio. And I want to thank you for being so supportive of SCAT and everything that the commissioners have done with the beautiful new building and allowing your maintenance man to come out and entertain us and fix some things for us.
We aren't going to ask.
He's a good guy. But thank you for having me, and I look forward to working with you.
Well, welcome.
You have any more
Welcome
questions
back.
for me? Yes, thank you.
Just don't go to Vermont anymore.
I'm not.
Okay.
Well, this weekend.
Just want to bring maple syrup back.
It's real maple syrup, too.
Really?
I will bring you real maple syrup. I'm going this weekend.
That sounds good.
We
Well,
like her already.
Yeah. Well, we gotta increase our appropriations. I can tell you. Don't put that in the paper.
I was just going to say,
Did you all get
I'll
that?
second that.
Out of control.
Guess who's gonna write a letter?
We could actually double their appropriation because they get zero.
That's what I said.
Just double it.
There we go. Well, if ever we can be of
Give us this big
assistance.
kind, so that's very helpful.
Well, yeah, exactly. We can never be of assistance. You know where to find us. Every Tuesday we're here, but otherwise we're here all week too, so.
Yeah, the lady I talked to, Stacy, she's a doll. Oh, this is Stacy?
Yeah.
Hi, Stacy.
You don't know her like we know her.
She's always been very nice.
Oh, good.
Stacy was very instrumental in the building process of our new facility, though.
Mhm.
We thank you for all you did in that process. So,
It's been a
Just,
little over a year that you've been in the
Yeah,
building.
a year and, I think April, they said.
yeah.
What did we ever determine with the, I don't want to bring up a bad thing, but the maintenance, the grounds,
Oh, the lease agreement, we got it, we
yeah,
got it all worked out.
that's all been
Yeah.
resolved and everyone's satisfaction?
And it wasn't that it was badly written, it was just kind of vague as to who was responsible for what. And I felt for the best interest of SCAT and the future for the commissioners. That way, 10 years from now, when somebody says, well, Fred said this, or Polly said this, or Dave said this, it's in black and white, and now it's very clear as to who's responsible for it, so.
It's a banker for you.
Well,
Checking the detail, devil's in the details. Okay, thank you. Thanks for coming.
but thank you for having us.
Yes.
You can stay as long as you wish, and we won't be offended if you need to move on.
Need to move on.
Okay. Not a problem.
Thank you.
Not a problem, thank
Rules
you.
on the road. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Any adjustments to the written agenda that we should list so we cover them?
I just wanted to mention a few proclamations that we might want to do. I mean,
Okay.
We talked about one already, but
Okay. Mr. Zoller?
Other than that, I really don't want to mention all the individuals, but we do have a committee established for the review of the security of the courthouse area in front of the courthouse. I don't think it's appropriate for me to mention the names
We
here,
have-
because
we
I
have
don't
a
want people to
resolution
start
for that.
badgering them, but, pardon?
We have a resolution for.
Do we, okay, but do we
Setting
have to
place.
mention the names publicly?
Well, it's a public body.
It's a
yeah.
public body, I think so.
Okay, well, I just,
So we can do it with the resolution.
okay.
Don't to badger the chair. I don't want to badger.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, call me,
You should take the
don't
badge.
call them, they're good citizens that are willing to step up, and I don't want,
Okay. It is, yeah, let's begin with old
I got a-
business.
I got a few
Oh, do you
things.
have something? I'm sorry.
Want to bring up the boilers, CSB, and the sheriff's office. Update on the blacktop, and I have a request from the prosecutor's office.
And I had to add 2 resolutions.
They're on here now, though, in this printed version.
No,
Oh.
no, they came out after I printed that.
Okay.
They were in on time. Tanya was just out. We didn't check her email yesterday, so that's why they didn't make the agenda.
All right, well, let's start with old business and the boiler in the sheriff's office. Tell the sheriff he's old.
I got the 3 quotes in that Earl got for us for the boilers, and the original quote that we got from Walters was the best bid on it. We put appropriations in last week for that, so if I can move forward with that, I can tell Walters to go ahead and do that one. Boilers at the CSB, I got those quotes back at the end of last week, and then there again, Walters was the lowest bid on that one. And we haven't put money in place for this one yet. Their bid was $33,150, and that was the best one. The other 2 companies that they wanted to replace the entire thing with a different, not air, steam or water. I don't know which one is which. So. So Walters was the best price on those. We got the ones at the jail are pretty much non-functioning. We need to get those tubes replaced. And then the one at the CSB is the old one that's been leaking for a long time, and we haven't been able to get pieces and parts for it,
So we're replacing the whole thing.
Yep.
is this come out of maintenance fund there, or, I mean, do we have funds available for that, or is that gonna have to come out of,
Nope, these will
The
be out of our
unbudgeted.
215. This will be out of our capital improvements line.
so we have
it's-
sufficient cash and to take care of
Yep.
that without affecting our, I don't know, what's a
Unappropriated.
unappropriated balance, I think.
Yep.
Okay, so we're
Yep.
fine.
Okay.
How is that fund doing with those 2 things that we didn't budget for?
We haven't. I had her checked. We had enough for these, and we were trying to see about the parking lots, but then you guys told us that we'd wait on juvenile probate's parking lot this year. So I think she said we probably had about 20 after all the appropriations.
We
Have
still have
done.
about 20 left in
Yep.
that account.
Yeah. Plus, there's some money in contingencies in that line. So.
Okay.
Something else will come up before the end of the year.
Well, I'm
though,
sure of that,
Yeah.
I'm sure of that, but that's what I want to make, hopefully we have enough in there that we don't have to start
Yep. We haven't had
digging in
to.
the other, well,
Haven't had to yet.
will that take care of this EPA thing out here with the gas tank?
That'll come out of the appropriations we have in place for our general fund maintenance. She's got
Okay, so we're not digging into
general,
unbudgeted
right.
stuff
I mean,
at this point.
yeah, she has a resolution open for contract services, so that's.
Okay.
So I'll have her do a resolution for next week for the CSB building, and I can go ahead and tell the sheriff he can move forward with his. That's the only boilers I had so far.
Okay, all right. We'll move to new business if there's no further old business.
Blacktop, just an update.
Update on the
CSB is done. The only thing they have to do is lay those bump stops, curb stops. They gotta put those back down, and they're going to, instead of a guardrail, they used to have a guardrail in between the pit side and then the Health Department side, Perry Street side, they're gonna leave the guardrail out and we're gonna put a chain, so that way we can take the chain down in the winter and it's easier to plow. So that's the only thing needs done. They're already parking there and that's fine. They called, they're gonna do our lot tomorrow and have the stripers in on Thursday to finish the lot, and they're gonna try to figure out the best flow, since now we have a little bit more room to drive around, and they'll stripe it on Thursday, so.
Good, good.
Good news, they didn't find anything else, so.
They did, they found a cistern.
Oh,
A
yeah,
cistern, but
That's
that was
water.
not EPA, so they just crushed that and filled it in. I did ask them last week, because I'm thinking like, oh my, when I see all the work that they're doing out there, it's like, how much extra is all this gonna be? And Mark Zimmerman, he anticipated them digging out the parking lot, so it was all into the bid.
Yep.
So there was, all the extra work and everything was already included in things, so.
Yep.
When I see him taking out that much soil, I'm thinking like, oh my God, you know, here we got another $50,000 bill. It's already,
Just the testing.
Mark
just
did a
the
good,
pit, or just the gas,
yeah, he
gas
did a good
tank.
job on estimating what that cost was gonna be and anticipating that there wasn't a sound base in there.
Yeah.
And now the thing should last for numerous years,
Yeah.
Yeah.
decades.
Be nice when it's done. All right, there's nothing else, old business we have? Let's go to new business, let's talk about those proclamations, so I don't forget them at the end.
Well, you mentioned the one, the really area agency on aging.
Mhm.
I think we usually do something for that. That's Mike, well, I don't know if they know it yet, but the ones getting that award on August 6th or 9th or whenever it is, we ought to get them a proclamation, and you can either take it down with you or we can mail it.
Yeah, it's August 21st,
21st, okay.
August 21st, that, the other date's the RSVP date.
Okay. And then the other one was Cindy Fiesel next week is retiring from
Oh,
the
yep.
sheriff's office. We're invited to her little reception. If we had something to take with us, that'd be kind of nice to.
Is that on the calendar, I assume?
yeah,
Okay,
yep.
all right.
What date is that next week? That's the sheriff's department, isn't it?
Right.
Thursday, I believe, which is a board day next week.
Yep, Thursday from 11:30 to 3.
Yeah, I won't be
looks
there.
like.
So you guys will take care of those proclamations?
Yeah.
Okay. Might just mention next Tuesday, we won't be here during the day.
Oh, that's right, next Tuesday is our quarterly evening meeting, and we are in Pittsville
Yep.
at 7.
Yes, and we did send out a special, a request to Liberty, Jackson, and Bettsville, if they wanted to, that we were gonna be up there, we were gonna be, if they wanted to come and, give us an update, we asked them to be there, so.
Okay.
Didn't get a response yet, but wanted to open, or offer it up,
Yeah. that will be
since we'd be in their area, if they wanted any questions, concern, anything we could help with for EMS, I thought so I let them know.
Okay. It's also last week of the month, so we have a Thursday meeting
Yep.
as well,
Yep.
here,
Yep.
AM. Good.
Thank you.
Guess we'll start with the bill vouchers.
I have bill vouchers 74 and 75. I have a supplement to the permit appropriations for the EMA Fund 102, putting $6,000 into supplies. I have a resolution appointing Heather, I don't want to mispronounce it, Oesch, O-E-S-C-H, to the Seneca County Health Advisory Board as the bargaining representative for the term commencing July 22nd, 2014 and ending December 31st, 2017. We had appointed Carolyn Dorn, and she has taken another job, so she's no longer there, so we had to appoint a new representative for that.
Somebody had left.
Yes, Karen had left. And I have the resolution establishing a nominating committee for the County Buildings and Grounds Policy Review. And we had sheriff on there, commissioner, we have business owner, Tiffin Tomorrow, Judge Schuff, and Chamber of Commerce. So there's 7 people on the committee. Is that correct, Fred?
Yep.
Do I have, okay. Just wanted to make sure I have the right ones.
I think we have a very well-rounded committee with downtown business owners, certainly security people, Chamber of Commerce. We try to get really a wide group of interest of people in the committee so we get varied opinions and so we can truly establish a long-term policy for that area in front of the annex, and so we make sure that, because there are potential liability issues if we start picking and choosing and what we, so until we establish a policy, it can alleviate a lot of potential liabilities down the road.
If you don't mind, I'll probably sit in with you just so I can, if I have to call the insurance company, Corsa, or to get a hold of them to see what the,
We're trying to set up for our first meeting, somebody from Columbus deals with courthouse security in the courtroom and surrounding area, so that we address those issues, and we'll certainly bring people in from the Parks Board and get their input. You know, our hope is to have definition of this space and what's proper and improper and time, and that all these different activities can take place. And I think I'm pleased with the people that have accepted to be on this committee. And as based on the direction of the commissioners here, we got 90 days to finish our thing. So this is not a long, drawn-out process. We'll try to keep it pretty simple and get it done as quickly as possible.
now is this gonna be for, because we have only one buildings and grounds policy for all of our properties. Is this going to be, if we're gonna gear more towards court and security issues, like our parking lot, if somebody wants to, I don't know.
My preference
We only have
is,
one policy right now.
So that, the one that they're reviewing is it, or that's,
That's what I'm wondering.
Oh.
Do I need to, are we gonna leave all of our other areas? I mean, we don't get a lot, the RTA building or buildings and grounds, we get somebody to ask to use the little conference room every now and then, or,
my personal preference, I think this is geared towards the security of the courthouse, which is totally separate
okay,
from, if you look at somebody who wants to go in the CSB parking lot, and that's a different thing.
Okay.
They don't have
Okay.
the security issues that we have in front of the courthouse. That's just a different animal there.
all right,
I think should be treated differently.
okay,
I think that's probably reasonable. We don't get very many of
Right.
Heritage Festival. We use the parking lots and things. We can make those decisions as we have been in
Sure.
the past, I would think. If that gets
Okay.
to be a problem, we'll form another group.
because the existing questions included, they couldn't, like, since we're gonna have new paved parking lots, if they were wanting to put up a tent, they can't pound
right,
stakes
Yeah.
into our pavement. and that
Yeah.
kind- Okay,
yeah,
so, yeah,
Okay.
I agree that
Yeah.
that stuff's kind of
We
a
handle those
little
other
different
things on
than
a
the courthouse square.
request
yeah.
by request basis, but this is really the courthouse and security, which is totally
okay.
relevant to that space only.
The additional ones we added, we have a supplement to the permanent appropriations to the M&R Fund, 020. Request of the engineer's office, putting $794,333.04 into contract projects. I have a supplement to permanent appropriations for the SFY 14 Community Corrections Fund, 181, putting $40.71 into PERS. And I sent you guys a request this morning. Prosecutor's office, I have a supplement to the permanent appropriation for the general fund, putting $2,000 into contract services. They had requested that they get, they do all the work for the airport, and normally they don't request the revenue, but because they weren't anticipating hiring an independent contractor, they asked if, and we've done that on a, like you said, case-by-case basis, and they were wondering if they could get the revenue back when we get for the airport, so.
Just for a college student to
Yes.
microfilm some files, just on a temporary basis.
Yep.
It's okay with me.
I don't quite understand. What this is, what's this in reference to? Gordon?
Prosecutor does all the paperwork for the airport, and
Does this got to
then,
do with the potential property that the Tice property, I guess, is that, it's got to do strictly with that?
yes, yep,
That they did all the legal work
Yep.
on applying for the grant and so forth? This is kind of an admin fee?
contract, yes, yep. And we get the admin fee and the grant money
So
returned back. They're asking for
admin.
that, yes.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
totally supportive of that.
Yep,
And it's for something that probably needs done anyway.
yeah,
I have no problem.
okay. Those are all that I have.
I move we approve.
Seconded.
We have a motion and a second. One quick question on the one from the engineer's office for the 794,000, et cetera, miscellaneous. What exactly is that one again?
She didn't
I've got
have,
it here in front of me, but it doesn't, does that move money then and he gets,
that's his gas tax
that's his
money.
gas tax money, that, I mean,
Yep.
it's the money he's got?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's either a road,
Yeah.
it's either a
Road or
road
a bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
But
but that's
it's-
part of his $4 million
but it's his money.
gas tax revenue
Just gets it in the right place.
Yep.
comes to us and
Okay.
we just, it's an in and out for us, correct?
Yep, that's all his
All right.
funds.
I'm
Any
starting to
other,
learn this job a little bit.
it's scary, isn't it? Isn't it scary? It starts to make sense.
Oh,
It never makes sense, but.
never makes sense.
I don't know. Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Reddick?
Yes.
Commissioner Zoller?
Yes.
Commissioner Spacey?
Yes. All approved, thank you. All right, thank you. Anything else that we need to discuss for new business? We have Board of Elections down on our agenda at 10:30, so we're a little early, depending what, probably how we're early, no matter what time we're looking. So,
Senior Citizens Day at the fair.
it is.
I'm not a senior citizen, I'm just a teenage boy.
No comment.
I didn't think it would be. Yeah, I do have a little bit of, I think maybe concern on the use of that courthouse square.
Well, good, let's go to citizens' comments.
Okay, basically what it amounts to is probably, I would say 80 to 90% of the activity on that would be related to something to do with the city. Who's gonna have responsibilities for everything on that if something happens? Is it gonna be the city or is it gonna be the county?
That's why the insurance thing was mentioned.
Well, we cover any liability that's on our ground. Although doesn't like the Heritage Festival carry their own,
Yep.
they carry their own policy. They're probably the only ones that
Yeah.
do, I would guess.
Any of the other events have not been big enough?
Yeah, well, and who's gonna really administer it? Is it gonna be okay with the city? We wanna have something there, we're gonna do it, and all of a sudden, flat-footed, the county gets caught in something that they don't really agree with or can't really.
It'll
That's
still
why
come
there's,
through us.
yeah, as I say, there'll still be some type of process like there is now, but that's why they're gonna fine tune it to make it pretty clear on what,
There better be some fine tuning, because there's gonna be a lot of conflict there.
yeah.
Well, it is a public space and occasionally things happen, people get hurt.
Public
and-
speech, but it's county responsibility. is
Yeah,
that-
yeah. Just like any of you could have fallen down coming in here today, you can't worry too much about that.
Yeah. Well, I just got curious because that and the possible joint building for the courts, I think there could be some conflict, quite a bit of conflict there. Not necessarily in the beginning, but somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
That's what Commissioner Stacy is working with the mayor, prosecutor, and the law director on.
Yeah, okay. I still don't, I still don't see what's gonna happen 10 years, 15 years down the line. You would get caught flat-footed on some of that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, you gotta be careful.
Well, just like, say, for instance, a building. If you had the building and, okay, this is the city portion of it, and this is where the county is. Something goes wrong with the city portion, who pays for it? City or
That's
county?
exactly the kind of detail we're talking about and trying to figure out, how could this possibly look and be good down the road
Yeah, right.
several decades, and, you
Yeah,
know,
right.
when those of us who understood it at the time are gone,
Yeah,
so,
right.
yeah, that's a concern.
There's a lot of things can be in conflict there that may seem really okay now, but 10 years from now, oh, we do this. There could be one heck of a lot of hassling, and maybe somebody lets their building go, their part of the building go, and tries to make somebody else responsible for it.
Yeah, exactly. There's lots of questions, and we had
Okay.
brought up all those couple little things, but that's, yeah.
I think
Good
another
point.
interesting thing that I should have mentioned in the meeting is that we are in contact with the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio. We got them involved with it now, and to try to take care of the, this phone
Getting our
issue.
concern with phone issues, okay.
And to look at a rebate on $10,000, I think, for the 2 months. That's $20,000 overall. But being that we got the PUCO involved, they got the, you know, they got the sharp teeth to deal with AT&T and
Good.
so.
We've got
Hopefully
an
we get our 20,000 back.
We've got an inside man at the PUCO. Fred's son
It
works
took me
there.
a couple calls to him and said, get somebody on this thing.
All right, well, it's 10:26. Are you guys waiting on anyone else to join you?
We're not sure.
You're not
Well, why don't we
sure.
wait till,
Want us to wait till
10:30 just in
10:30,
case.
since that's the listed time? Okay. Any other citizens' comments then? Anyone else? Seeing none? Okay. Take a very brief recess here. I think it's up to you.
Uh-oh.
You okay, Jeff?
Uh-oh.
Speaking of liability.